I don't know how. I told you I don't ever use the iPad. Well, I'll try to be quiet. Are we still just the two of us? I said, are we still just you and me? Nobody is that. Nope, it's just the two of us. Now you're mute. There you That we waited too late. Honestly, I'm telling you that I just think this is all normal, not really that far out of what always happens. You know, there's cycles and then there's cycles within the cycles. And we're just, it, and nobody can do that. And I think on the part of a denier, I think it's natural and that mankind's impact on the climate change is negligible. And that if we start messing around with it, we could end up doing more harm than good. Sky, don't mess with that. You know, they say that that hurricane that hit North Carolina, there are, I don't know, people who believe that the government was around with the upper atmosphere and that thing never got what it needed to get as bad as it did. If they hadn't been tinkering with stuff they really don't know anything about. And okay, I use a lot of slang words. You know, tinkering. Okay, they were, and did you see my video that I posted about the effects that the Hurricane Helene had on North Carolina? It's horrible. And they do nothing. They're trying, these people, okay, that's getting off subject, and I don't really want to hijack your topic. So I'm going to go back and say that men, in their efforts to try to do something good, are really going to end up doing more damage than they meant to. Same thing with solar panels and wind turbines. They were meant to be a good thing, but they're turning out to be a colossal pain in the neck. Kill birds. to eat the insects. Thank you. Stop messing with it. Just roll with it. Because there's really, anytime we try to get involved, we make things worse. I posted the other day about there was some solar panel farm up in North Dakota. Now, I've lived in the Midwest most of my life, and I can tell you that there are very few of us in the Midwest over the course of maybe the last 20 years who have not filed an insurance claim for hail damage of one kind or another, either on the car or on the house. Okay? Hail happens in the Midwest. It's a fact of life. Sometimes it doesn't really do anything at all. Other times it can pound the side of your house in. Just depends. I should send you a picture of a back door from a hailstorm this house had like 20 years ago. Nobody ever replaced the back door, but it's got big old dents in it from the hail. And for somebody to think that it's a good idea to cover acres and acres of land with glass as a power source when hail happens. Did you follow me there? It's dumb. I'm just a housewife. I have 1 year of college. That's it. But even I know enough to know that if you're going to put a cover acres of ground anywhere from the Canadian border to the Gulf of Mexico, it's a matter of time before that stuff is destroyed by hail. Because we get it all the time. It isn't. They don't do their homework. And this is what makes me what now I got a crazy idea. I told my son this yesterday when I was talking to him. Oh, and I don't even want to say it out loud. It's so crazy. Good. Yes, you're right. And you're getting it. It's you're like dancing around the edges. But there's people out there who really, okay, my voice is going to go shortly, but there's people out there who really get it and understand that there's a problem with the way the energy is used and that we need to take a more responsible approach. Okay, they're good people and they mean well. But then you've got a group of people who are capitalizing on this mentality and using it as a jumping off point to make themselves richer. That's all they care about is money and control. And it's all for nothing because we can't control the climate. And I wasn't sure until I started seeing your posts the last few weeks about the Arctic melting. Honey, it's melted before. It'll come back. And if it doesn't, that's happened before too. There, I don't know, the planet, you take somebody like a little teensy weensy city in comparison to the entire globe. You got London, right? And then you've got all these oceans and land masses. And if London cuts its carbon by 5%, how is that going to make a bit of difference in Hawaii? It is. Think about this. You've got these people, and this is something that doesn't make any sense to me, that are going out of their way, screaming from the rooftops, oh my God, CO2 is killing us. We've got to cut emissions. And then tomorrow they go out and they start chopping down the rainforests and they wipe out forests across the Midwest and install solar farms. Well, now looky here. If you guys were serious about decreasing CO2, then why are you destroying the most efficient system on the planet ever of dealing with CO2, meaning forests and trees? They're hypocrites. Look, how old were you? How old were you when you first learned about photosynthesis? Yeah, there you go. So we're talking about junior high. Well, that's what we would call it. I'm older. We had a better education when I was in school than what kids get now. And we learned about photosynthesis in like fifth grade. And we went on nature walks. We did. And we collected leaves as we went along. And then one of our class projects was to identify the trees. And we all had to understand, how the sun shines and the leaves breathe in CO2 when the sun shines, and the sun and the CO2 work together, and the leaves put out oxygen. I've always understood that since I was a little kid. And today, it's like it just goes right over everybody's head. You want to mitigate the damage from CO2, plant trees. That's all you got to do. You don't have to get an electric car. You don't have to dig up acres and acres of farmland and fill it with concrete to put up these hideous wind farms. Plant a tree. And I don't understand these people. They cannot possibly be this ignorant. So I might have too much faith in humanity, but I believe that everybody knows about photosynthesis. So why are they doing this? Profit. Thank you very much. It's about profit. And they look at it and they think, oh, we'll be very popular with the people if we just acquiesce to their demands for alternate energy. We know it's stupid, but hey, they want it. We'll take the money. More damage. There's just so much wrong with modern science. I mean, I'm going to say it again. I've only got 1 year of college, but I can see problems that are it's just common sense. You don't need a degree. You don't have to be a PhD to understand some of these things. Okay. Like photosynthesis, like, um, I don't know, you could go on about the what wind farms do to the dolphins and the whales in the sea. That's wrong. Those species communicate through sonar. Sonar means sound. Okay. So you start whipping blades up above the water, you're changing the frequency of the water and totally confusing the sea life because they've always functioned without that. They're screwing it up everywhere they go. I don't know. Yeah, do you say it Torstein? Is that how I say your name? Say again. Okay, going south. I can say that. That's wonderful. So, going south. And we're talking about basic science. And these people, these powerful people like Bill Gates and Klaus and all these others, are out there doing all this damage through solar panels and wind farms and just lies. They're taking down hydroelectric dams. That's something they're doing out in California because somebody told them that this little tiny 2-inch fish has its habitat threatened. So we're going to deprive Las Vegas of a sustainable source of electricity in order to save this 2-inch fish that might be dying because of the dam. They're crazy, man. They have totally lost their minds. And I can't help thinking they're more crazy than me. And maybe that's because aliens or something. Somebody joined.
Yes, it's me. It's me as well.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
bummer, man.
Can you hear me double?
Yes, I can hear you.
Double or single?
I see a blue G and a gray G.
Okay, I think the audio may be working better because now I'm using my phone and I got from the chat I got a message that they can only hear one intelligent part of the conversation and not me, obviously. Um, so maybe this is the way to do it next week or whatever.
Well, I've gone over my voice quota for the day.
What you say?
My voice quota. I can only talk so long.
Yeah,
If I
that's
go
okay.
too
Yeah,
far, I can't talk tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to get off here.
yeah. Maybe we should try and put an end to this episode. And I would like to thank you for coming on here. And I know we don't see 100% eye to eye on everything, but I think it's an important skill to try to develop to be able to
It
actually
doesn't
talk.
bother me that what I like about you is that you don't call me names because I disagree with you.
Thank you. Uh, and I seriously think that um, people like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and whatever the latest candidate was called, are way more deluded when it comes to climate.
It's a profit thing. It's
Yes.
not because they care about the world.
I think you should be allowed to go and rest your voice so you can it can work
Thank you, because
tomorrow.
I'm losing it.
Yeah, have some tea with honey or whatever trick you have, and thank
Wine.
you again. And we will convene next week, same time, same channel.
You're on my calendar, okay?
Thank you.
If
Thank you,
there's any
Kim.
way I can be here, I'll be here.